Well, howdy folks, DaveMan here again, Rollman Revolution. I figured I'd do a walk and talk today. Went to the park, beautiful out here. See if I can flip this around real quick, show you. Yeah, pretty. But anyway, as things are, the world is completely still screwed up. It's no worth fixing. Again, we're not fixing this place. We're just trying to redirect it so that it doesn't fuck us over any more than it already has. But I'm starting to believe, and I don't know about you, maybe you can maybe smack me over the head, maybe clear me up about this if I'm wrong. But it feels as if we're living in an intelligence operation, that just about everything we see or everything we thought was real is in fact an op. I mean, I'm starting to think of this more and more as the information starts to be unraveled about TPUSA, Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk, the whole ball of wax. It just looks so pathetically obvious at this point. And I think unless you're living under a rock or not based at all, you would have to basically be completely stupid to believe the nonsense coming out of our government apparatus. Same thing with the Epstein files. The DOJ is fighting hardcore to say that they don't have to release, even though a court ordered them to do so, or Congress, put in that bill or whatever it is that they did to try to force the hand in those files. This administration is still protecting people. Again, you got Nick Fuentes going on his show, kind of minimizing what pedophilia is. And it's just gotten, like, are we really, does anybody feel like they're in this fucking mental ward like I am and none of this shit makes any sense at all? Like I said, everything just feels so fake and gay. I mean, everything at this point. And again, I'm not trying to, be comical about this, because as you guys know, I take a lot of this stuff serious to the effect that I see people suffering every single day. I see people who have the power to do something about it, and they just don't give a fuck. And I'm getting to a point now where it's like, how many people are bought and paid for? Is it our entire government apparatus that just doesn't give a shit? I mean, I know there are a few in there that do, or at least they did when they went to Washington. But once they get in there, do they get corrupted? Does the system basically shape who they become, or do they shape the system? Because frankly, I think that unless we get entirely new blood in our system, because the system in and of itself fucking sucks, I don't think that we have a chance in hell at changing anything. Our lives continue to get manipulated every day. There are these little wins, but as those wins come, some other major loss takes it from someplace else. It's like they're gonna get their loosh no matter what. They're gonna get the energy they want from you no matter what. They take your taxes, you don't pay them. Okay, and then they spend your money on whatever the hell they want to, and they call it, this is government, national security, defense. It's all of these words that are designed to protect you. But do you feel any safer today, or do you feel any more? Is your life even better? I mean, the economics of things, I think, will get a little bit better, but that's not saying much in a country that generates $8-9 trillion in GDP every single year, and then the money's just pissed away on these programs that we actually have no idea where the money's going to. It's going to, trans operations in Nicaragua. It's like, fuck, what are we doing? This is a grift. We know that it's a grift, but yet when we ask our representative to do something about it and stop playing these bullshit games, they give us the song and dance. They give us the words that never go anywhere. We proposed a bill, but it got shot down, and we almost had it, everybody, but we needed a few more votes. It's always the E-I-O all the time, right? But yet you and I are still sitting here every day in the hope that something better will happen. Not because we think it's going to, it's because we have no other options really at this point. The entire world has been seized by criminals, a cartel, a mafia, whatever you want to call it. You can put your label on it if you want to, but it's obvious what has happened, and we're the citizen. We have the ability to take back whatever they stole from all of us. But most of us are so caught up in the arguing with one another next to us that we're not looking at the big picture item, which is the entire system in and of itself that is playing against you and me. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it feels as if we're in an intelligence operation. The entire system feels fake and gay. And the more and more you start to uncover or ask questions about any of it, it seems like there's an attack, or people who normally would just be sane lose their fucking mind. I mean, Twitter is a good example. Twitter X is a great example of this. You can see the intelligence apparatus at work when you ask a simple question about something. They try to dethrone, derail, and destroy the person who asked that question. And it's like, wait a minute, why are you getting so upset over a question about some finances on a 409 form? Or why are you getting upset about a person who had a dream about somebody and they think that dream is bringing them to the information? I mean, really, I don't understand why people are getting so upset about this, but the attacks are insane. They are literally insane, and they're all designed to drive a narrative in a certain direction. And I don't understand why people continue to keep falling for this shit. The whole system is controlled. You think your U.S. government is controlled by your leadership. It's not. It's controlled by this thing called the intelligence apparatus, the military-industrial complex. You have people that you never even heard the names of before calling the shots, giving money to senators, representatives to ensure the program goes in the direction they want it to go. And you wonder why nothing ever gets done. Because you don't have real fucking people leading you. You have the same shit described or cloaked in something different, but it's always the same. So the only way we're ever going to get away from all of this is if you and I stop fighting amongst each other and stop listening to all of the every day. It's in your community. Gather together in your communities. If you live in one of these big motherfucking cities like Chicago, Los Angeles, my advice to you is leave. Leave. Seek a life in a new place. Your life will be better the further you get away from the cesspool. Why? Because people were never designed to live in stacks of people on top of one another. That's where idiotic groupthink comes from, and this is where people lose connection to their roots. What made people and human beings good in the first place. Everything becomes relative. Everything becomes, it doesn't really matter, everybody. We become one big soup bowl of bullshit, and morals go right out the damn window. It's like, wait a minute. I don't need a church, I don't need a spirituality, I don't need a Jesus to know when something is wrong. And I don't think anybody else does either. But yet, we are doing it. And we are doing it to each other. And then we are changing our culture right here in the United States. That's the other thing. It's like, oh, we want to allow all these immigrants. Do you want an immigrant to come into your house? Would you move an immigrant, migrant family from Nicaragua or any other country into your home? How about Somalia? We'll just take a Somalian family and you can raise them in your house. Would you like to do that? 99% of people would say, hell no. But yet, it's okay to just move them into somebody else's neighborhood. And then the neighborhood, cities, taxes pay for all of these people to prosper, live, have kids, and then grow up in your country in which they want to change it to the country of which they came from. That's insane, and that's what your government has been financing for many, many years now too, but we've been looking the other way. That's what this whole Minneapolis thing is over. You know, the media is stirring it up as if this is hate and race and all this. It's not. It's you secretly moved a whole country into ours and then paid for them to have children while we suffered and burned and killed ourselves working 2-3 jobs. And now they're taking over, changing our laws, changing the culture of the area, changing the entire city dynamic. And you think people are not pissed off about this? Well, I think it's time you all need to wake the fuck up, because the citizen is actually the one who has the power. You have the power. You see, we think all we're in this little box called Earth, right? And we're told from our entire life that we're this powerless little thing filled with sin, and there's nothing you can do about it. You need to pray to something outside of here. I say you have more power within you than you could possibly imagine. And if you would just start recognizing it, using it, and listening to yourself, to that little sense, because you had multiple senses before you came into this place. This is a prison, but I can tell you, your spark is in there. And that spark is the only thing you need to direct the reality you see in front of you in the direction you want. But it takes focus from all of us. We don't like this. The world sucks. Everybody will admit it. I miss the way the world as it used to be when everybody at the helm wasn't complete psychopaths. Now it's gotten to the point where we've pushed the psychopaths, all the crazy, flaming, ridiculously homosexual or fucking weirdos into the positions of power. Why? Because you can control those people a lot easier. It's a lot easier to control somebody who's got some wicked perversion than it is to control somebody who's a sound mind and body, who thinks of things rationally, right? That's why nothing makes sense anymore. That's why nothing makes sense. And I think it's about time we all just start listening to each other. The ones on the outside, just listen to what you're hearing, and then you ask yourself, go to the source itself, You listen. You see if it makes sense to you. Don't let other person tell you what you're hearing. You listen to it and you think for yourself. Because I am tired of people trying to tell other people what to think about somebody else, when you could just go and listen yourself. This world is filled with psyop after psyop, one after another, and the intelligence apparatuses from the time the CIA was created. Think about this. The CIA was created in, I think it was 1947, Israel in 48, and Mossad in 49. And we're all supposed to believe that they're not connected. And you wonder why nothing ever seems to get better. Why this nation is hated by so many people on the outside, because we have so much outside influence directing and meddling in the affairs of this nation. If you look at across the board, all of your representation and how much money they've taken from these people, it's often, how did we not see this earlier? And why are we not calling out the 15,000-pound elephant in the room anymore? Why do we just do that? Why do we say, oh, we can't do that, Dave? It's bad. It's anti-Semitic. It's racial. It's this. It's that. It's not. It's the truth. Why are we so afraid of calling out the truth? They've got you afraid to speak the truth. And we all know what the truth is. We all know what it feels like to be in the presence of truth. And the most important thing is you don't have to sell that. You don't have to sell truth to anybody. Truth, everybody recognizes, even if they don't want to admit it, even if it bothers them that they know it's truthful, but they can't admit it because they've been believing the bullshit forever. Eventually they will come around to realizing there's no escaping it. The only way this place succeeds is through truth. The only way generation after generation will succeed is if we pass it down from the truth we've learned onto them so they can discover more. But what we've been doing is we put a wedge in between that. We divided everybody, told this one group a line of bullshit, the other group a line of bullshit. We're all yelling at each other and we all are filled with bullshit. We're the suckers. And we've been playing this game for how many decades now? I'm just saying, can we just stop? Can we just stop and start putting people in office that actually care about us, that do the right thing? You know what the right thing is. Maybe you should run for office. I think more people should just think about what this is, why we're playing it, why it makes no sense, why has everything become fake and gay? I mean, really fake and gay. And why are we supposed to digest it and accept it and put up with it, deal with it? This is the system, buddy. If you don't like it, tough shit, get out, right? I say if you don't like the way the system is, you have to be the change of that system. I think we should all just become that change. What do you think? Leave me a comment below. I like these walk-in talks. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a fun day. Happy New Year if I haven't seen you guys yet, and be safe out there. Things are getting a little more nuts. I'll talk with you soon.